We will stand for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. Right off the bat, I would like to welcome Kelly Smith, our newest Planning Commission member.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here and welcome to our world. And agenda revisions and or additions. I would like to ask the commission if they're okay with flip-flopping our public hearings and doing the conditional use permit for condo wind power first. Anybody have a problem with that?
No, not at all.
Okay. Then that's, we will proceed in that manner. And also we had some minutes from February 24th, 2026 to approve.
I move we approve the minutes from February 24th, 2026 as presented.
Okay, and
I don't know.
You can't
I
say.
wasn't here, so I don't know that we can approve the minutes.
yeah, I guess unless
I
Eric
think-
comes on the line.
I was gonna say, I think you
I
can.
think you can second. minutes.
Yeah.
I'll second that. Okay, all in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
abstain.
Abstain.
And we have a quorum, so that they've been approved. Minutes have been approved. I'd also like to take a second and welcome Michelle Colby back to the team. She will be joining us June 1st, is that correct?
Yes.
As Stephanie and her team are retiring, not retiring, but not gonna love Gilliam County anymore. Right?
I'll still love Gilliam County.
Okay.
I just won't be actively doing work here like I am.
Okay, so welcome, Michelle.
But I'm only a phone call away, and
Yeah.
I'll still be around until June 30th. So
Right.
hopefully I can get Michelle up to speed.
Right on. Thank you. Welcome back, Michelle. And so we will jump right into the conditional use permit for condo wind power. This is the time duly set and advertised for a public hearing on an application from Condon Wind Power LLC. The request is for planning file number CUP 2001-04A for the review of an existing conditional use permit application. The public hearing this evening will be conducted as following. Staff report. Public testimony in the following order. Applicant, any testimony in support of the application, any testimony opposing the application, any neutral testimony, the applicant's rebuttal, if any. Then we will close the public testimony. After the record is closed for testimony, no other testimony will be heard from anyone unless the Planning Commission has a specific question. The Planning Commission may ask questions of staff, after which the Planning Commission will discuss the matter and make a decision. The Planning Commission may make a final decision tonight, or the matter may be continued to a time and date certain in the future. If the matter is continued, this will be the only notice of that time and date you will receive. I will recognize those people who wish to speak. Any questions should be addressed through me. Please state both your name and address for the record when you come to the podium, as the hearing is being recorded. Please keep testimony concise and to the point. Testimony should be on the action under consideration and address the substantive criteria. The criteria that apply to this, the criteria that apply to the decision are listed in the staff report. Testimony on other issues will be rejected and not considered by the Planning Commission. Failure to raise an issue in sufficient detail to allow the Planning Commission and the parties the ability to respond to the issue prohibits an appeal to the Land Use Board of Appeals based on that issue. Similarly, failure to raise constitutional or other issues regarding any conditions of approval in sufficient detail to allow the Planning Commission to respond to the issue prohibits a lawsuit in circuit court on that basis. Now, I ask the members of the Planning Commission to disclose any ex parte contacts, bias, or conflicts of interest. Please indicate the nature and extent of the ex parte contact, bias or conflict of interest and indicate whether you intend to participate in or abstain from the hearing.
I have no ex parte communication or that I will participate in the hearing.
I have no ex parte communication and no conflicts. I will participate.
And I as well will participate in the hearing, having no ex parte contact or conflict of interest.
And Aaron, I have no conflict and intend to participate.
Thank you, Aaron. Glad you're here. Does anyone in the audience wish to challenge a planning commissioner's impartiality? Okay, Planning Director Stephanie Case will now present the staff report.
Thank you, Chair. Tonight's action before you is file number CUP 2001-04A. And the request is to modify an existing approval, which was approved for Condon Wind Power Project in 2001. Specifically, the only request is to extend the expiration date from December 31st, 2026 until December 31st, 2037. Was previously issued on August 6, 2001. After I'd sent out the preliminary findings to you, the applicant did reach out to me because he has a really good eagle eye and saw that I have fat fingers. And so what you had there a little bit in the background, I had accidentally put that it expired in 2036 and have corrected that on the findings if they are approved tonight.
Oh.
And then at the recommendation at the end, the termination date would go to December 31st, 2037, not 2027. Everything else in the staff report basically is just standard process talking about the provisions for reviewing or altering a conditional use permit. We've had a couple of those. Waste management's one of them and Intech's another one. It's standard process. This one was a planning commission decision. Planning commission has the authority to modify the conditions of approval, and the applicant has not requested a modification of any of the other conditions. So pretty straightforward. That's it.
Okay, any additional correspondence that need to go in?
I received none, no.
Okay. Now we can go to the applicant and now present any testimony.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon, Chair and Commissioners. Bill Sawyer with Elite Clean Energy. My address is 30 West Superior Street, Duluth, Minnesota, which is where our corporate office is. We are proud to be a part of the community here in Condon. Since we purchased this wind site in 2014 from the original owner who constructed the site. And we would like to continue to operate this site and be a part of the community and contribute here in Condon and Gilliam County. We have landowner agreements that run until 2037, and our request tonight is to extend the conditional use permit to align with our landowner agreements so we could continue to operate the site and continue to pay our landowners for lease of their property. As Ms. Case has noted, we are not seeking any other modifications to the permit conditions, just an extension of the end date of the permit so we can continue to operate the site. And with me here tonight is Mr. Dustin Hall, who is our newest member of Elite Clean Energy and our site leader here at the Condon site. So happy to take any of your questions along the way as we go.
Okay.
Don't have any
No
questions.
question? I don't have any questions. Okay, so then we need to hear any testimony opposing the application. Hearing none. Any neutral testimony? Hearing none. How about that? The public testimony portion of the hearing is now closed. Does anybody have any
I have
questions?
no questions of staff or
Basically, it went 25 years the first time it was in 2001. Asking for 11 years now to meet landowner contracts, which seems reasonable to me.
And I've been working with the applicant for several months prior to bringing this formal application forward, because we were trying to figure out whether or not it actually needed to come before planning commission. We decided we're not sure. It wasn't really clear, so these are the standards that we went with, and we figured it was probably the best bet. Public hearing, notifying landowners, putting the notice in the paper. That way if there's any comment, and I've received none, so.
Okay,
Does this require a motion?
Yes.
yes, it does.
So moved to approve?
I'll second.
Okay, so Aaron made the motion to recommend approval of conditional use permit CUP 20. Where is it?
2001-04A.
Thank you. That's what I was wanting. Yeah, conditional use as CUP 2001-04A as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aaron?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. That was pretty painless.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you so much. Have safe travels going home.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay, so now. I don't know what I did with my paperwork. I buried it right here. So this is going to be a continuation of the public hearing from April 28th for deliberation only. So that's just us amongst us. So had you, I'm interested to hear what, one of the questions that we had asked of Stephanie was if we could change the rural unincorporated community R-C zone and what that entailed with our three unincorporated rural communities of Michaela, Olix, and Mayville. And you got some information for us.
Well,
Before we start, I need to declare a potential conflict of interest because I do own property and live in this zone. I do not have an actual conflict of interest, so I do intend to participate.
Thank you.
I think we need to ask if anybody's gonna challenge that.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Anybody in the audience wish to challenge that? Okay. Hearing none. Thank you, Kelly.
I'm just gonna write that down as the time there. All right, so just a little bit of a refresher. We kind of left last meeting undecided, continued the meeting. We were seeking more information about separating Mayville from Olix and Michello. So when we talk about the actually separating them, we can't separate them as an unincorporated community. They're all three unincorporated communities, and those are defined under state law. But if we wanted to do something where there was different code language that applied to them, you wouldn't create its own zone, but you could distinguish allowances within the text that could either be specific to one area or exclude an area. However, you couldn't do it for just an individual piece of property. There is state law that relates to individual pieces of property. That'd be like a spot zoning. So you wouldn't be able to do that. And when I reached out to DLCD, there really was no conversation really to speak of. It was kind of like, well, there's no reason that you couldn't. We were waiting for clarification from John Jennings at DLCD. We hadn't heard back from him as of now. If I do hear back from him before county court, I will provide that information to the county court. But everybody that I talked to seems to think that it would be fine. There is an example out of Morrow County in Hebner. I believe it's their port industrial zone down at the old mill site where there was an allowance for an RV park. There's also another place where it was also another county where it was another RV park. So there have been allowances within a zone where it would be specific to an area allowing RV parks. Nothing specifically relating to this or anything else, but it is possibility. So there are options if you wanted to explore those.
Essentially, we could say, we could determine that, to move forward with this and just distinguish it as Mayville only, Mayville, rural unincorporated community and limit it to that. That's, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they haven't requested a zone change. There is no map amendment before you, so we wouldn't be able to do an overlay zone or anything like that. But you could put within the text that it would apply only to that area or something like that. And I think that was it. When we left the meeting, there was a lot of conversation that happened. I read through all of my notes. I don't remember anything else that I needed to go out and try to find more information on. We settled on the marijuana versus cannabis. There was that motion that was made that the language regarding marijuana or cannabis would remain the same. I think really what we were kind of down to was the meat of it, whether or not the retail was going to be allowed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's, how I recall it as well, but it was just, did we want, so what further discussion,
And I do know Kelly was here in the audience last month, so anything,
Yeah.
any other information that you may to refresh your memory, I did take some pretty hefty notes, so.
I did also while I was sitting there, so I went over all those earlier. I don't have any additional questions.
And we're not really here to debate this. We're just taking the information we've got.
Yeah, and so tonight it would be a recommendation to the county court. Right now, what we have for recommendation is leaving that code language regarding cannabis and marijuana, that
Right.
terminology the same. And then the rest of your decision tonight would be whether or not the retail's allowed. And
the
where it's-
recommendation we make is that
Right.
whether.
Yep. So we do have a
forward-
partial recommendation that's
Right.
ready to move forward to them, and then we're just looking for the rest of it.
Well, I'm gonna get this started and we'll go one way or another. I move we approve planning file number AC -001 just 2-26 as submitted by the our council.
And that's just specific to the allowance of the use.
Yeah, just
Okay.
that it goes nowhere or goes down, we can always do another.
Right. Okay, so, there's a motion on the floor to approve AZ -001 -26. Do we have a second? Hearing none? Okay. Does anybody else have another motion?
Marta, this is Erin.
Yes.
I feel like we're at a crossroads here once again. But my motion remains the same from last month, and to narrow the request, and so moved.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to deny conditional or use permit AZ -001 -26. Do we have a second? Hearing none?
So now I think we need to come back with the separating it from the rest of the entities. And I'm not sure how to make that motion.
Excuse me.
I can give a stab at a motion.
Okay.
As the new one here. I would move to recommend modifying the request AZ -001 -26 to allow marijuana retail businesses in the unincorporated community of Mayville only.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to approve AZ -001 -26. To allow the marijuana retail in the rural unincorporated community of Mayville only. Separating it from Michaelo and Olex.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor And a second.
Yes,
Yes, okay, so now I guess we can go to vote. Donald,
I,
Aye.
Aaron? And I vote aye. And so,
so we're done with this. It doesn't have to come back for a third meeting, or no, this is.
No,
this
it's
is
now
the
recommended to the
first
county court as an
Right.
aye from our commission.
correct, it goes, we're making a recommendation only to the county court.
And there will be no second meeting. This is still the first meeting.
This will be it for us. I understand. Yes.
Yeah, this was just a continuation of the first
Yeah.
meeting. And so,
Yes, and the second meeting, or the next meeting, the next hearing will be in front of county court in Arlington. So we held both of the meetings here for planning commission, so we'll go to Arlington. There will be a separate notice that goes out for that.
The planning commission doesn't have to be there present.
Nope, you don't have to be present. And then I think the intent would be that you'll receive an update afterwards at the next meeting after a decision is made, because it could be one meeting, it could be two meetings. We don't know how long it'll be at county court. They may continue it for further discussion, and there will be further public testimony opportunity during that meeting. So there could be other testimony that comes out.
okay, so let's go back to any old business that we need to cover tonight?
We don't have any other old business. I think things are moving pretty well. You've introduced Michelle for the folks that don't know her. She'll be joining us next week, and we will spend the month of June catching up and trying to get her back into the swing of things. And I suppose I may see you all next month, even if it's just to update you and let you know how things are going. So.
When is the next county court meeting, Kelly? Do you know off the top of your head?
This next week, I can look.
It's next week? Okay, that next Wednesday?
We won't be,
Next Wednesday at 10, in Condon.
we won't be at that one, no.
Okay, we'll be at the following one or this will be on the docket for the following one, 2 weeks.
17th. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Oh, June
because
17th, okay.
we will be placing notice in the paper again, so we
There's
have
one
to.
next week.
Right.
Is there anything on the agenda?
For county court, I
Oh,
don't.
county court. Okay, no, I was thinking planning commission.
Oh, no.
No, okay.
Nope,
Yeah,
the next
planning
planning commission would be June 23rd.
commission. Okay, all right, I get it.
So the intent right now would be to have it in front of county court on June 17th. I think
Right.
she said, that allowing time for notice. So if we can get it into the
That's it.
newspaper, get the notice done.
Got the notice. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, what about, do we have new business on anything happening? I mean, there's a lot of things
There
happening.
are a lot of things happening, a lot of type 2 decisions that are coming through, which are the decisions that require joining property owner notice. A lot of those things are happening. If any of those are appealed, they will come before you, see how it goes. Some wind energy projects, Saddle Butte, we're still in conversations there, haven't received formal application. I've told them that they need to hold until June because of new state law that's passed. And we are completely set up, well, mostly completely set up in Arlington. All the filing cabinets and everything have been moved down there. We still have some boxes, mostly waste management stuff. So I think most of the files are over in Arlington. So I think the intent will be, once Michelle gets started, that there will be a couple days a week in Condon and a couple days a week in Arlington. And so I think things will really kind of be happening. And of course, City of Boardman will still handle the building permit side of it, and I work in that area. We all share an office, so I'm sure you guys will, now that you know me,
Now that we know. Yes, there you go. So, any other questions for Stephanie at this point? Okay, and public comment. Do we have any public comment at this time?
Is the public able to be at the meeting in Arlington?
Yes.
Yes,
Public meeting.
Yes,
It
it's a
will
public meeting.
ex parte or help my brain out. What is it?
Or can you send me a letter or let me know?
Yes, anybody's allowed to attend. It's at 10 o'clock. It's
Anybody's-
right next to the golf course. Just go in the bottom.
Anybody's allowed to attend. You'll get a letter. I'll resend the notice like what you did for what we did for this first hearing. It will go out to everybody, giving opportunity. It's it's basically like starting over brand new. They will open up the public testimony portion, those sorts of things. So anybody that wants to speak in favor, opposition, neutral, they'll go through the whole thing again. Yes,
That's okay.
yes, so.
It's at the Gronquist Building in Arlington,
Yeah,
lower
yeah,
level.
it's in Arlington.
Mhm,
On the 17th.
mhm.
17th
Yes.
or 23rd.
17th.
Our
10
meeting
a.m.
is the
It
23rd.
said 23rd on the paper.
The 23rd
That's
is the
our
next
meeting.
planning commission. Mhm. And that's the intent right now. So if for whatever reason they don't have space on the agenda or we can't get it into the newspaper in time, it could get bumped out to July. But you will get something, and so you will know for sure. It will come to you. I'll send it to you via email and regular mail. Yeah, so you will
But
know.
you're still involved to this thing, Stephanie, or are you?
Well-
Are you done with it as of June 1st?
July 1st. Yes, so I'm still through June 30th. If for whatever reason it goes into July, I might be hanging out by Michelle's side and just being there for moral support.
Okay. Any other public comment? Okay, our next meeting, which is a placeholder only, will be June 23rd. In A-Town, right?
Yes.
This is Erin. I may be in DC again that week, so we'll need to be remote once again.
You might as well just change your address.
I have a BFF I stay with, so I'm good.
That's nice. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, do we have anything else? Need to chat with? Welcome.
Nope,
Good to see you, Donald.
yeah.
Welcome,
Again.
Michelle. Again? Okay, we're adjourned.
All right, thank